Hi, this is Bob with Ozark Cedar Hives, and I wanted to show you what I did with the finger joint jig that I got off of the design from woodgears.ca. Show you how I'm using it and some of the things I've added to it. It's working just fine, and but I put a few things on it to kind of help me with my particular situation. I use everything. I'm making boxes for beehives, so I have only two size boxes. And so all the joints I make are a 7/8 cut, or a 7/8 finger joint. And so all the time I've got a 7/8 dado on my table saw. And the first year I used it, and I was of course pushing it through every time, and we make hundreds of these, and so that means thousands and thousands of cuts, and so my arms and shoulders are getting really sore. And so I come up with the idea of making a system that would actually feed it back and forth. So that's why we come up with this. Of course, here we got our wood gears again from Heisz and his website there, where you can create these on and produce them yourself. And this drill I already had, but it's already geared down. It's a high 750 RPM, so it already has one reduction in the drill itself. And of course, with these gears then brings it down to a speed that we can handle here. I did have a speed control on it, but it burned up pretty quick. I was kind of surprised. So I just went to using the variable speed on the drill and just put a little bolt there and tighten it against there and got the right speed. I figured I'd have to be adjusting it all the time, but actually I've used it for many days and it hangs right there and keeps the right speed. So I run it a couple of times without the saw running, so you can see the whole thing operate. We'll look at the switch a little closer in a minute. I'm sure there's fancier ways of doing this, but this is what I understand and what worked for me. Just a regular common wall light switch here. And then feeds straight over here to the outlet, which of course is the drill plug. And I had to play around to get the distance where this switch needed to shut off for the momentum to stop it on top dead center over there. So this is just a thin piece of board that's got some flex to it, and of course can go up and down, and a little board to kind of help it get off of the switch. There again, it's pretty crude, but I was really surprised. Of the thousands of times this is cycled, I think it's only failed once or twice. So it's simple, but it works. I wanted to mention something. I thought this worked out pretty well. I wasn't even thinking about it. But I was able to play around with the distance from center with this bolt. And so that, of course, the closer I could come to the center, actually the slower the pitman would move the jig, and of course, and let the saw work slower. Most of the cut happens right through here, where it's moving the fastest. But it's nice when it comes around here, it just comes just barely fast enough for the saw back here to finish its cut, and so it's going real slow up to that final cut, which is nice to prevent the blowout a little bit. And of course it's kind of a gradual slow up and then a gradual speed up, and so it's kind of a soft slow down, soft start up. And it doesn't matter then if it lands here or here on the shut off. These are all about the same distance as far as the jig movement. So even though it is stopping pretty close to dead center, it can stop either way a little bit, and it still works okay. appreciate woodgears.ca for providing me this, and maybe some of these adaptations I've made will help somebody else. Okay, so there's the finger joints. That does a really good job. I really appreciate this machine that they put together. They go together pretty good. Good enough for a beehive for sure. Appreciate your attention. Any questions? Be glad to answer any questions you have. Or if you need a beehive, come see us at our website, ozarkcedarhives.com. Thank you.